What's going on, guys? It is Patrick here, and in this video I'm bringing you a solo guide strategy for the new Extinction map Mayday. Now before we get into this, I just want to thank and welcome all the new subscribers that I've had over the last 24 hours. It's been really encouraging, really awesome. So welcome to all you guys, and this is my solo strategy for Mayday. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing that we're going to look at is Loadout, and what I recommend is like an engineer / tank sort of class. So for your loadout, with the armory, you really just want to go with whatever you have. The best thing that you have, I have fast health regeneration on, but just go with whatever you have. For your class, it's key that you go engineer. You get more money, which is really going to help you having 2 sentry guns down at once in the last area where there's actually no traps. Medic and tank are absolutely out. They're just not good for solo. Weapon specialist is okay, but it doesn't give you that extra money that you're going to need towards the end. For pistol type, really whatever you're best with, but I always recommend the MP 443 Grok. For your ammo type, absolutely armor piercing. It's great against the rhinos, which is going to be your biggest problem. Armor, I always recommend that for your support. You need extra health. For your strike package, again, sentry is absolutely crucial. And for your equalizer, this one isn't as important, but I always just go with the crowd control because it's only $700 and it's just a nice extra form of defense. So once you spawn into the map, your first objective is going to be taking out the 2 hives, opening up the doors, and really searching for stuff. There's a lot of great stuff you can get in the first area, so make sure you search all the spots. You're also going to want to pick up a sticky flare schematic because you're going to want to craft that in the first area. Really though, your main objective in the first 2 hives and even at the third one, the tentacle, is getting the extra skill point. This map, there's not a lot of room for error when it comes to skill points. You want to have basically at the end a maxed out engineer, a maxed out sentry gun, and a near maxed out armor piercing as well as health. You don't need those 2 totally maxed out, but for the most part you want to have them. So what I would start upgrading first is definitely ammo, because that's the first thing you're going to be buying, right? So it doesn't make sense to be going for engineer when you're not going to be turning any traps on or anything, and it's not that hard yet. So first off, go for ammo, and then secondly, go for 2 ammo, and then go for 2 shields. Now, like I said, you're going to want to build the sticky flare because those are going to be really helpful down the road, and you may as well just build it now because the schematic is here. I would recommend picking up the Ripper. It's a pretty good gun, and it's only $1,500. Your other option would probably be the Honey Badger. It's a pretty good gun as well, but personally I think it's better. You're better off to go with the Ripper. It's cheaper and you get it earlier. So after you take out the second hive, you should have two ammos and 2 armors upgraded. Take out this door. It shouldn't be too hard. And just remember, like, be smart with your money. You know, if you see something that's going to give you a lot of money, you'll see right here, this happens. I see a cedar. Before you kill it, throw something down. You see here, I know I'm going to get maxed out on money, so I toss out a vest, and there you go. I just got 1,900 points because of that. So really good. Anyways, once you take out that last hive or that door, you're going to be facing the tentacle. Now you have to kill this tentacle before the drill's done. You need that skill point, and he's not really that hard. It should take maybe 5 or 6 good clips to take him out. Just throw down Semtexes if it gets hectic, but it shouldn't be too bad. Then you're going to have this last door where normally there's a rhino, but in solo it's actually only a phantom and a couple other guys, so it shouldn't be too bad. Also, once you take out the tentacle, you're going to want to upgrade 2 slots in your engineer. Let's move on to the second area. So the first thing that you're going to want to do in the second area is open up the door that contains the LSAT and has a second floor. You're probably going to want to buy that. I mean, you don't have to, but I recommend buying the LSAT. I think it's a great gun. You also want to get the Venom X schematic and build it. For what one you want, either go fire or electric, but I personally recommend the fire one. I think it's really awesome, and it helps me out so friggin' much, especially against the cedars. So the other thing that you're also going to want to be building is the Hypno Trap. Now do that after you have this, so pick that up and throughout it as you find more toolboxes. Build it, but don't actually craft it because you have to put it down once you craft it. You can open up this other optional door if you really need it, but I just kind of did it just to show you guys, but it's not absolutely necessary. But from there, you can just continue on to your hives. Now you're either going to have one up top here on these crates or down below over by that staircase. This one shouldn't be too much trouble. You might want to start putting your sentries down, and then after this you're going to have over in the corner that's blocking the little entrance to the shuttle thing. What you want to be upgrading is definitely armor, one more armor piercing and then one more armor, and then start going for your engineer all the way. You don't really need, that extra 10% or a little bit more health, so it's not all that necessary, but you do want to have it 3 times upgraded for both armor and armor piercing ammo. This next hive is actually not that hard, especially if you're an engineer with extra health on the drill and armor and stuff. Not too bad. I mean, use your Venom X, just kind of spam it in the middle, and whenever anything's attacking the drill, shoot it there. You do get a lot of Venom X, so that is really, really helpful. And then the last spot for this area is this door. So turn on the 2 traps right away, because this one's hard. You're going to get a Rhino, I think for the first time. Set up your sentries, and just try to survive, basically. It's all about taking out the Rhino and watching for the Cedars. But anyways, once you take out this door, you will be ready to go on up to the 3rd area. So there's going to be an optional door here that I don't really recommend you opening it up. There's only like some lockers and a searchable spot here, so there's really no point, to be honest, in opening it up. It's just kind of a waste of time, so only really do it if you need the money or something along that lines. But moving on, there are 2 hives here. Now, one is either going to be in this location down below, or there's going to be another one over to the far side of the ship. And that one's a lot harder, actually. I find there's a lot of Cedars that can be a trouble up there. So if you do get that one, definitely watch out for the Cedars. They can absolutely destroy you. But down here, it's not too bad. You got the electric trap, and you should definitely put a sentry in that corner just adjacent to the hive. They all come from the other side, and I found that really, really helped me out and actually made this one one of, honestly, the easier hives to do. But moving on to the next hive, which is up top. So this is the second one in this area. Put your sentry in one of the sides in a corner again. Put your drill down and turn on both electric traps. That's what's going to save you on this one. It's pretty hard, but the traps are really great, especially since you're an engineer. They're going to be that much better. Cedars also tend to be an issue on this one, but it's actually not too bad, so you should be okay. Really just continue on, and that will be it for the 3rd area. Now, as for what you're going to want to be upgrading, once you get your engineer all the way up, focus on your sentry guns now. So you see there, I got my engineer all the way up. Now I'm starting to do sentry guns. I've held off on the armor and armor piercing for their +4, and now I want to go for sentry guns because I really want to get the 2 placeable sentry guns at one time. Moving on to the 4th area, there is another optional door here, and then there are 3 hives. So the first and probably hardest either spawns here or down in the opposite corner on the same wall. They're both pretty hard in difficulty just because there's no perfect spot to put your sentry. So this one might give you a little bit of trouble, but trust me that the other 2 are actually easier. So for your skills, if you get this last hive and you've gotten all your skill points, you will actually be fully good for what I recommend, so that you'll have your engineer and your sentry totally upgraded, and then you'll only have one more for your armor piercing and armor. If you haven't, that's okay, but you want to be close to that anyways. For this next hive, it's actually easy. You want to put your sentry in that corner like I did, and it cleans up. It's really, really effective. And again, for this one over in the corner up top, you want to put your sentry aiming down this line of sight. It is just another spot that if you put your sentry, it makes it immensely, immensely easier. It's just really, really smart tactics is what will win you in this 4th area. So it's not the hardest area, honestly, as long as you're a smart player and you put your sentry guns in the right area. So once you take out these 3 hives, you will now have to go against the chlorine gas area. So for the chlorine gas part, you got to turn it on, and then you have to protect these valve-like things. You only have to have 1 remaining, so I just focused on keeping 1 alive throughout the whole thing. And this is actually pretty hard. I actually get my first down here, which you'll see. But the big focus you want to have is getting 2 sentries down. If you do that and you just put them kind of right beside the valves, it's going to make this actually pretty easy. My best advice is hopefully you will have being able to have the 2 sentry upgrade. So that's really, really good. Don't fall down. That's a really big mistake you can make. There's two pipes down there. Don't even worry about them. Just focus on the ones upstairs, because the chlorine gas will actually hurt you down below. So really, get your 2 sentries set up like you see here, and it just makes it insanely easy. Honestly, it really helps you out. That is the key to getting through this place. And then once you the chlorine gets to the full, you'll be able to go through these doors and face the Kraken. So the Kraken's hard. Hopefully you at least have one flare and also still have your Hypno Trap being ready to build. That's really important. What you're going to want to do as quick as you can is get 2 of the bigger hunters, I believe they're called, hypnotized. The only 4 things that will spawn in here are cedars, but they're really hard to hypnotize. If you can get them, go for it. But the scouts, the seekers, and then the larger versions of the scouts, which I believe are called hunters. So you want to get those hypnotized right away. Like I said, hopefully you actually have a flare or even 2 left at the best case. Set up 2 sentries probably is a smart idea because they will keep everything off you. You'll be fine. And your focus is going to be actually shooting him. Okay. He's got this dot on his head and it will go red when he's vulnerable. And that is your time to actually kill him. It goes red and it makes it so it's super effective against him. So at that point, he'll take a lot more damage, and that's really your key to getting him. The Kraken will put down this goop stuff, and you have to either go into the middle or off to the far side of the map, opposite of where you come out, or you will get hurt by it and you'll basically die right out the gates. Don't be scared to use a flare if you need to. This is really, you can get killed really quickly here. So take your time, and he'll switch from side to side a bit. He'll shoot this EMP thing that disables your stuff for your upgrades and all that, or your buyables or whatever for a little bit. Really, have your sentries out, shoot them in the dot, and watch out for the lava is my greatest advice. And if you can get 2 powerful aliens hypnotized right away, that's going to help you a lot, which I wasn't able to do. But anyways, guys, that is my guide. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you found it of use. If you could leave a like, that would be awesome. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I do a lot of Extinction videos, all that good stuff. So that is basically it, guys. This is your best bet for beating this map. It's hard, it's difficult, but hopefully with this help, you will have the tools to actually beat it. So have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Peace out.